I ended up closing out a $43,000 profit on Boeing today in less than 25 minutes, and 50% return on investment is disgusting for that fast. And the reason that we ended up going into that trade is because we followed a massive unusual options activity flow that came through today at 1:20 p.m. If we look at the Discord community, you're going to see that I posted saying that we are going to scalp some July 12th $185 calls. My average price was $1.71. This order that came through was unusual because of how much hit at one time and the fact that all of this came in at the ask or above the ask. And so if we go through and look at this flow, you're going to see that the open interest we had, which is the amount of call contracts that were being held at the start of the day, was only 1,300. Within that order, we had 8,000 volume. So think about that. That is almost 8 times the amount of people who are just holding these call options. 8 times that came in within just a couple of minutes. So when we see this type of buying, I will quickly move over to the charts. Now, since this is a 7/12 expiration, that's going to be this Friday, I was expecting this to be a quick day trade. If we go back to the time of the trade right here at 13:20, you're going to see that we ended up entering our position here at 13:21 with an average price of $171. And what I did was I bought 500 contracts. This was a lot of contracts. For me, this was a very big position, but the reason I took this is because of how high the risk versus reward was on this trade, and I'm going to explain that in detail now. So at this point, we see this massive sell off that was occurring here on the 5 minute for Boeing. And if we look at this indicator down here at the bottom, this is called the BX Trender. I teach it within our private academy. Basically, this is showing us in bar form what the RSI is doing. The RSI or the BX Trender is making a higher high. This is our sign that there is a short term confirmation of a bottom. It doesn't mean that this recovery has to happen, but when I see this type of confirmation from a technical standpoint, followed by a massive flow that hit, I know that there's a very good chance that we're going to see a bounce here. And the reason I went with options, which I usually don't do, and the reason I went with such a big position is because I was going to tag out if price came down and made a lower low. So I had a very small downside here, and our upside was very, very massive. Now, I want to go through why I took my target level of $186 and where that came from. For those of you who day trade, you're probably going to know about the open range break. And if you don't, well, then this is going to change your life. Find the first 15 minutes of market open. The easiest way to do this is just with a 15-minute candle. I'm going to find the bottom here, and you want to mark that off. Then you also want to mark off the high of that 15-minute period, which was here at about $189. So this level here would be our open range break. You can see that at the time of this flow, we are way underneath that open range break. So I wasn't expecting like a complete move back up to highs. We're still trading in a very bearish zone. But what I was expecting was the potential push back up to meet 186 to 187, since that was our old support. An old support within the day is now going to become a new resistance. And the most important thing here is that we have money behind this trade. I went ahead and called this out to the academy. You can see that the same exact thing we're going over here, this is exactly what I'm showing you. From this point, we ended up beginning to make higher highs on that BX trender. So if you notice the bottom here, we're making higher lows into higher highs. This is a very good sign that we're going to continue to push up. Within like a couple of minutes, this guy was up 20%. So were we. I wanted to take some of my profits off the table. So as we continued to push, I actually closed out some of my trade right about here. You can see I took 250 of the 500 off the table, locked in a $13,000 profit. So now, even if Boeing would have sold back off to meet our equal lows and our stop loss, I actually would have probably broken even on this trade. This is why de-risking is so important. From that point, we let this continue to push for another 5 minutes, where I ended up exiting more of my calls up here. You're going to see that's right here at about 1342. And then I closed the final bit at 1353, which was when price pushed all the way up into that level, and I decided that I was going to walk away from the trade. Now, this whale that we followed actually ended the day up 123%, and I only ended up making 50% on this trade. So I only made half of what that guy made, and he was in with about $350,000. So if you are feeling, defeated or oh my god, dude, like how I could never imagine making $43,000. Understand that there are levels to this. Like I'm following a whale, you guys might be following me. There is a chain of natural progression that just kind of happens. What you should be focusing on more than anything is just your percentage returns because as long as you can stay unemotional with your trading, everything should scale appropriately as you start to make more money. The percentage is the most important thing, not your actual return. This is more important as we continue to scale a fund. If you guys want to learn how I trade, go ahead and check out all of our free courses. The links will be down below. My goal is to give you guys all of the knowledge and all of the education that I have on this completely free so that one day you can join our private academy and work with me every single day. And if you do want to join the private academy, the link will be in the description. You can get access to all of our courses, but really what you're getting access to is my moves each and every single day. We do a live stream every single week within our group where we set up all of our trades for the pending week, and we focus on only trading 30 minutes a day, the last 30 minutes of market close, because most of the people here are swing traders. I do day trade, which is what we covered. That's throughout the day, but most of our traders are swing traders, and you really only have to focus on when the daily candles close. All of these strategies, the BX trender, the market bias, all of these work on multiple time frames. So if you want to learn about them, the links will be in the description. Thank you guys for all the support. I'll see you next time.